Hey guys, I am either right on time or 30 seconds early. That's how excited I am to be here. I don't show up early, just I show up early for Cat and Jack. That's it. Much to the displeasure of every other person in my life. Let's see. Thank you, Marlon, for being here, my friend. North, thank you so much. Appreciate you both being here. We're waiting for Cat to show up. I know she's probably lurking near, getting ready to make a grand entrance, sweeping in on a cloud of beauty, which was supposed to be my entrance. That's what I was going to do. But I tried. I tripped over the carpet. My sweeping days are over. I don't really sweep in anywhere. I'm not even sure I sweep anything anymore, unless I spoil the cat food. I'm telling you guys too many of my secrets.
Oh, hi, Yogi.
Oh, hi, cat. How are you?
Good.
Good. You look particularly cat-like today.
Mhm.
I like that. I was just talking about you.
You were.
I were. I were. um, I was saying I was actually here early, and I'm not early for anyone except for you.
Well,
That's
thank
it. And I said that you were waiting to make your entrance so you could sweep in the cloud of beauty.
you.
And then I mentioned my own sweeping days are over. I'm
Oh,
just
no.
I'm too clumsy nowadays. Uh, let's see. So, um, our friend North volunteered to keep watch and moderate. And I think William wants, keep things because we had a little wasn't quite as smooth last week in the chat as we would like it to be. Um, and of course, we got the ever vigilant squirrel sniper, who he makes his presence known only when it needs to be known.
Yes. You just
You don't
never
get
know.
exactly.
You just always,
Um,
always expect him to be in the background.
yep. But what I would love if people in the chat, if there's a question, um, if like a mod sees it, if they let us know, because I don't want to miss any question. I don't want to. I don't want it to seem like we, you know, aren't concerned about every single question that comes our way.
Right.
Hey, Joseph and Hassim, do you mind if I leave the more difficult names to pronounce up to you?
I can't even read them, so I can't be any help.
Okay. All right. I will muddle my way through. Hey, Reinhardt's. Hey, Lee, you wanted to talk about healing.
Yes.
Um, and it's our good fortune that we're going to talk about A Course in Miracles, which is actually a course in healing.
Right.
Not many people know that. I think it was Half Empty who had a very succinct question. What is it? What's A Course in Miracles? Um, and I think I gave a pretty long-winded answer. And that was before I talked to you. And you said you wanted to talk about healing. So we could sum it up. If someone says, "What's A Course in Miracles?" Um, sorry, I'm looking at Jack behind you on the big screen. It's just so comfortable.
Hmm.
Um, it's A Course in Healing. You
Yeah.
want to talk about what's it a healing of?
Our misperceptions.
Perfect. And everything's a misperception.
Right.
If it's not, if it's not love, it's a misperception, which is good news and bad news as far as I'm concerned. Good news is it simplifies everything. Like I'm either having thoughts of love right now, or I'm having thoughts of separation. I'm either choosing the teacher of the Holy Spirit, Jesus, love, or I'm choosing the teacher of the ego. Bad news is, like you and I said, uh, everything is a misperception. Everything needs to be healed. Uh, if anyone wants to debate that issue, look around the world.
Mm.
I don't even look around the world. I can look in my room. I don't even look around my room. I can look in my mind. It gets very personal. Um, and the great news is when we start to heal ourselves, we begin to heal the world. All healing is personal. Hey, Basile.
Basilio, hi. So, Basilio, are you done with your flying? Sorry.
No, that's okay. I will let you know when we get an answer.
Yeah, yeah.
MK says, one question before getting started. Do you mind if we call you beautiful? I know I did a few times, but now I'm worried it might bother you. In that case, of course, I won't.
No, it's not any. And this afternoon was so beautiful, Yogi, because it was the whole reason we're talking about healing now.
Right,
It
right.
wasn't. It wasn't about the beautiful or how I feel about it. Was being dismissed. It was that. It was just that being dismissed, and it was something that recurred over my childhood, and I was carrying with me. And thank you so much, Yogi, for making me aware. And then I just felt some healing around it. And then our friend Adam came in and gave me some confirmation from my mom. It was just a beautiful, beautiful experience.
Well, nice.
Yeah.
Um, let's keep that healing going tonight
Hmm.
for all of us and invite everyone in with us.
Yes.
Uh, by the way, I do want to mention to Marlon, I don't mind if he calls me beautiful either.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what I would do if you said, well, I mean, I would respect you, but if you said, yes, I don't like that, because I always call you beautiful, very often beautiful, beautiful cat. Um, and I mean it so sincerely on every single level that you appear in my life.
And what I need to hear is that my insides are beautiful, and that's what I'm taking in.
Right.
You're mentioning how beautiful I am inside, which is hard for me to see.
Hard for all of us.
Yeah.
Um, and man, who was it? Several great poets, Rumi, as well as um, Thomas Merton. That if we could only see how beautiful we truly are, the only big problem in the world would be that we would get nothing done. We would all fall on our knees in worship of ourselves and each other. Um, and Kat, you shine.
Thank you.
Hey, William. William, our fellow Course in Miracles student, as well as teacher. You know what? William would probably debate that, as people often do. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a teacher. I did. And you and I talked about the manual for teachers and how we both met resistance,
Hmm.
being presumptuous. Um, Here's the amazing thing, because we're talking about healing. As the course began to heal me, um, I became more and more drawn to manual for teachers because I was experiencing such peace. And when I say peace, I don't want people to think that my life was walking on a cloud with everything perfect. It meant that I was at peace with the imperfections that I was experiencing, that I was at peace within the turmoil, that my heart could be broken, and it has been, and uh, numerous times. Who hasn't? Who hasn't gotten to um, a certain age without having a broken heart?
Right.
Or, for me, even worse, breaking someone's heart and carrying that with you. Um, but you can experience peace within all of that, and that's healing. Healing doesn't mean that it's dust yourself off. I'm done. Boy, I'm glad that's over. Everything's going to be perfect now. It means you're navigating one situation after one situation because guess what? It's life, and life is a series of situations. Um, what's been your, I guess, two questions. Uh, what's been your big, big healing block? And what's been your big healing? I don't like calling it an accomplishment, but hey, let's call it an accomplishment because healing really is. Uh, it's Aksham. Healing is really something to uh, when we get there and we get through it, or when we're getting through it and feeling better. It is something to pause and give ourselves a pat on the back, not egoically, but just saying, you know what, I did it. In the hardest times, I turned to the Holy Spirit. I turned to Jesus and I asked for that miracle. And healing is a miracle, and everyone is entitled to a miracle. Guess what, Kat? Even you.
Even me.
Yep. It's hard to accept, isn't it?
Yes, it's hard to accept, but when you start to really realize it, it's a relief.
Yeah. You know what I think I most enjoy about our conversations? Your sincerity and your willingness to allow me to uh, throw a speedball at you. You know, it's not like um, we don't want to miss anything. I don't want to just ask softball questions and paint a picture. If you practice the Course of Miracles, life will be wonderful. Um,
No.
it's tough, but for me, it's much tougher without it than with it.
Yeah.
So I want to hear you answer. Squirrel has a question though. Cat and Jack question: the dissolution of the ego. What happens to the ego when it is undone? Does it truly disappear, or is it transmuted to a higher form of consciousness?
Okay. So the ego is only necessary here in the dream to keep us here in the dream. So when we are finally awakened, there is no ego. It's not necessary. So that's why the ego wants to hang on so hard to the story. I mean, the ego's always screaming at us, look at this, instead of paying attention to what's inside.
Perfect answer. Dundee says, especially you, Kat. You were a true beauty, inside out. A glow shines, radiates out of you.
Thank you. We did whatever meditation we did with the with intention set in it. That
Mm-hmm.
was, I wanted to shine my light.
And you do. And you know what? More and more and more and more. Um, you seem to be opening up. I was going to use the word blossoming uh, as well. You're coming fully into yourself as a teacher, as a student, um, and as Kat, the authentic Kat, as just someone who wants to be.
Thanks, Yogi.
You're welcome.
But we were saying, just because we're doing A Course in Miracles and trying to live our lives with that, things do still get tough. And you're like, what is it all for? But along the way, you have these little signs and you have the memories of what you've been learning. And things just have a way of, I don't know what the word is, but things do get easier. And for me, it's easier for me to look back and see where my growth has come through some of these hard things.
Agreed. Do you find it easy to look back?
When it's a real quick, I feel like this last healing came so quickly, and I was able to look back at some things so quickly, but that's not always the case. But I just, the more I acknowledge it, I think the easier it gets, maybe.
I think you're right. Um, Everything grows through our attention. Um, in truth, I don't know if it actually really grows or if it's actually already there, fully blossomed, and we just don't notice it. So when we give things that gift of awareness, it's just like gratitude. We have so much to be grateful for right now, but if we don't count those blessings, we miss them all.
Mm.
And I mentioned my practice of saying thank you every morning, and how I struggled and struggled literally for decades. I did it all through the 90s when I was drinking, and I you know vividly remember thinking I have a hangover, um, And I did stupid things last night that I vaguely remember.
Mhm.
And I am not thankful for this morning. I'm not thankful for last night. I'm not thankful for knowing that I'm going to wake up, I'm going to work out, I'm going to do everything like a normal person. And then when I'm off work, I'm going to go to the bar and do the exact same stupid things that I just did and repeat. So, no, I'm not grateful, but I persisted. And then I started making things up. And then I started thinking, well, you know what? I guess, and this is over a course of many years. I guess there are some things. Um, and now, fast forward 30 years later, and I wake up grateful, not for anything specific, but I wake up. I got a full day today. It's Thursday. I got a live stream with Kat and Jack. How could I be any happier than I am right now? Um, and it truly are those things that, you know, we get to be grateful for. And gratitude is a great part of healing. It leads us back to just pure existence. I want to get back to my original question. Two questions.
Mhm.
Your greatest healing, let's call it a sigh of relief. You know, I'm glad that's done, or I'm glad that I'm dealing with it better, or whatever. And what do you think you don't need to get specific unless you want to. The obstacle. What is it right now that you might feel as an obstacle for you healing something specific?
I think the greatest healing, to start with the positive, was just the whole debilitating illness that I went through that they put a name on, but um, it was something that wasn't supposed to just go away by itself. I was supposed to need this medication, expensive medication, for the rest of my life.
Well,
And I think I think it was definitely a way for me to slow down and start focusing on some things because I was so willing to just be unhappy for the rest of my life.
it's huge
Yeah.
because the, it literally breaks my heart to think of an unhappy cat, and to think that you gave up or were willing to give up to a life of unhappiness, to a life of I'll just endure, I'll get by uh, in this state of misery until it's done. Um, to my little list of things that I'm grateful for, one, that you discovered the course and that you were able to practice it. How do you think the course, hey, Pigeon, how do you think the course played as an instrument in your healing?
Um, I don't know if it was all the course, but I was also into QHHT, and every sickness is a message. But I know, I'm not sure about the answer on the course. I think I have an idea, but I don't know how to say it.
Right.
I think seeing through it, seeing that it's not necessary to be sick. I'm not quite sure.
Um, do you mind if I offer a perspective?
Please.
Um, Two things. Practicing forgiveness. Hey, Sil Cook George, and hey, Daisy May. Practicing forgiveness erases those uh, emotional imprints that we talked about in the afternoon live stream
Hmm.
quicker than anything I know, quicker than meditation, quicker than breath work. Um, because you're literally taking that moment and saying, I am not separate from my source. And the source heals everything, which brings me to the next point. Every sickness, and thank you, Maddie, every sickness and every healing takes place in the mind because the mind is all that is. And the mind is God, and the mind is of God. And we are ideas within the mind of God. And ideas leave not their source. So the more you practice forgiveness, the more you will connect it to that source, or realize you are already connected to that source. It's like you were dipping into, Sniper knows this. I can't think of the name, What's the healing in Greek mythology? The healing pool that if you dipped in, then you would be healed. Every time you forgive, you're dipping into that healing pool, um, and you work that process. And um, every time you did it, you just came back more and more who you truly are, more and more healed. You want to read? We got a super chat uh, from Maddie, uh, who's a poet. Um, in this life, you are a true friend. Blessings, much love. We shall send.
Thank you, Maddie.
And he's a beautiful guy, isn't he?
For sure.
I remember, slightly change of subject, when I first went to one of his live streams, and this is a very tough, rugged-looking individual. Uh, and he welcomed me in with such warmth and sincerity, and chatted and beamed when he made Chloe laugh. That I thought, this is a truly good person, and I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. You know, you ever get that feeling you walk into someone's life and you immediately think, I'm just happy to be here.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You want to know another time it happens to me?
Yeah.
About 4 o'clock every morning when I'm sitting down to write and I turn on my computer and I hang out on the porch or in the room with Kat and with Jack. You create a very healing environment.
Well, thank you. That's good. I like that.
Yep. As does Daisy May, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Chris, Nature's Dog Realm, and
Mm-hmm.
Tandra, just to name a few. But
Mm-hmm.
those are the ones that I love so much. I want to say real quick, I typed it in the chat. I didn't get a chance to say it. Hi to Lucy Warren, who was
Hi.
in here. She's got a live stream tomorrow morning, 7 to 11 Central Time, 8 to 12 our time, Eastern Time. So when we think that one mind, it really, for me, it really helps put healing into perspective because I don't need to. Um, Here's one thing I love about the course, as opposed to, let's say, some other practices. I don't want to mention any by name, but some sort of they don't want you using the things of the world. That if there's only one mind, then you rely just on the mind for your healing. You don't take medicine. You don't get vaccinations. You're not. This isn't political. I'm not saying to get vaccinated or not to get vaccinated. Just using it as an example. The course says use the things of the world for the things of the world, but know what they are and know that they are tools, and all healing takes place in the mind because all sickness occurs as an illusion, as a misperception in the mind. So as we heal, and like you said, all healing is simply the healing of a misperception. That, if we wanted to get biblical, that God on the sixth day, sorry, looked around at all creation and declared it was good. He didn't say except, oops, chicken pox. Didn't mean to do that. Um, except for mumps and measles and poison ivy. All of it is good. But our misperception has created a world in which some things aren't so good. That's not the real world. Um, that's the important thing to consider with forgiveness. Forgiveness is saying that we are no longer looking at the misperception. We're no longer looking at the false world. We're using forgiveness to see reality, the source of love, God, within everyone. It's a difficult thing to, I think, for a lot of people to wrap their minds around at first. And it was for me for a long time. I had that, we're brought up to think of forgiveness as something that we think of it as pardoning, bestowing upon someone. Um, do you think that forgiveness as offered by the course, was it a difficult thing for you to fully embrace? Did it take you a while?
It took me a while to gain a little bit of understanding about it. So yeah.
right? I love the fact that it is presented as a 24/7 um, process. It's not a one and done deal.
Mm.
We don't forgive. Say, well, that's done. Go your own way. I go my own way, and which isn't really forgiveness. Nor is saying I forgive you, but I won't forget. Um, doesn't mean that we don't still protect ourselves. But when you truly forgive and you see only the perfection of another, when you see only the innocence of another, you realize that innocence is their inner state of being, and that outer state still might be quite a mess that I don't want to get involved with. It would better serve my own outer form to stay away from that outer form. But in my heart and in that one mind, I'm at peace because I know I truly, truly see their innocence and that they don't, which is why they were able to do that hurtful thing. And man, does it ever help me when I see that I forgot my own innocence and I did a hurtful thing,
Hmm.
which I still do. But mostly nowadays, inadvertently, doesn't let me off the hook. I wish it did. Um, but sometimes the inadvertently for me is even more um, upsetting because now I play the spiritual, I should have known better card.
Oh yeah.
Um, I mean, after all, Yogi is right in the title there, you know. But that's why I put the just. That's my ace up the
Loophole.
sleeve. If someone says, "Well, you're supposed to be better. You're a yogi," then I can go, "Yeah, but I'm just a yogi." Let's see.
So the book talks about when we heal our mind, we heal our brothers because we're seeing each other as the truth of who we are. Does it say about how our brothers are used to help us heal? I guess the reflection our brother gives us.
Yes. Good, you just said that actually. Uh, I've been talking about this time around in my work with the course. It's always been about the workbook for me. Um, I got through the text. Text can be hard to read. The wording, the language. Um, but this time around, the text is like literally glowing. Uh, Certain things just it's like, oh wow, that's what that meant, or that's what I'm going through, or that just erased decades of um, not just misunderstanding, but decades of long held pain just vanishing, reading a few words. And yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to read straight from the course. If you give me a minute.
Sure.
I'm going to read a few things. Sorry, my cat's here meowing. She sees Jack getting that attention, and she's like, "Oh, how come you don't do the same thing for me?" Um, so this is from chapter 20. Uh, the sinless give as they received. See then the power of sinlessness within your brother, and share with him the power of the release from sin you offered him. To each who walk this earth in seeming solitude is a Savior given, whose special function here is to release him, and so to free himself. In the world of separation, each is appointed separately through they are all the same. Yet those who know that they are all the same need not salvation, and each one finds his Savior when he is ready to look upon the face of Christ and see him sinless.
Hmm.
The only thing we need to do, see the face of Christ within another, and it's our reflection. The beautiful thing that um, I just need to see my reflection in someone else. How easy is it then to see everyone as your teacher? This is why I I tell so many people, "You're my teacher. You're my Course in Miracles teacher." Uh, I mentioned that with William.
Hmm.
Not that I have to forgive anything with William, but he'll ask such insightful questions that I step into my role as a teacher, and I'm able to um, see that. I see William looking at me as a teacher. I see that reflection, and I get to be that because of William.
Hmm.
Um, Everyone's offering you something. The hard thing is when they're offering you something you don't like,
Right.
which a lot of a lot of people do, and they still do.
Mhm.
Um, so again, I know that you would be quick to say that you are not immune from your own um, misperceptions, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Is there a section in the course that speaks to you of that? I can look it up, or a line, or I can put in a keyword if you want.
That speaks to me of what?
What we were talking about the our what our brothers offer us, what are that we don't heal alone. We also don't get to heaven alone, by the way.
No, I don't have a favorite verse on that.
Okay. Mind if I give you one more?
Yes, of course, please.
This is still from chapter 20. This is what I read this morning. It is impossible to overestimate your brother's value. Only the ego does this, but all it means is that it wants the other for itself and therefore values him too little. I love that part. That it values your brother too little.
Hmm.
Um, this is going to be difficult. What is inestimable. Help me with that, Cat. I don't think if I can say it 6 more times, it'll come out differently 6 more times. Um, so, what is inestimable clearly cannot be evaluated. Do you recognize the fear that rises from the meaningless attempt to judge what lies so far beyond your judgment you cannot even see it? Judge not what is invisible to you, or you will never see it, but wait in patience for its coming. It will be given to you to see your brother's worth when all you want for him is peace, and what you want for him, you will receive. I think that sums up what you were asking, like perfectly. What you want for your brother, you will receive.
Hmm.
If you want to judge him as guilty, then where does guilt, if you're judging someone for being guilty, where does guilt occur?
In my mind,
And if it's in your mind, whose is it?
expecting it. It's mine. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Um, Everything occurs in your mind. Everything. If you hate your brother, if you hate your sister, hate resides in you, and it's infectious, not in a good way.
Hmm.
Um, it will corrode. But the good news is you get to see your brother differently, and it's difficult. I'm going to say it's impossible, 100% impossible. So if I can't see my brother that way, but I want to, what should I do?
Asked to see it differently.
Yep, we ask for me. That's why it's called a Course in Miracles. It's not called a course in boy, I wish this was easier, or boy, I wish things were different. But here's the thing: miracles are easy, and when they don't occur, it means we are thinking wrong. We're choosing the wrong teacher. Um, so if If it's hard or impossible for me to forgive, I ask for a miracle, and I ask miracle for that which is always present within me. I ask the Holy Spirit or Jesus or Krishna. It really doesn't, I can't stress it enough. It really doesn't matter what
Mhm.
term you use. Um, and again, I love the fact that you have, that you brought Jesus in as your inner teacher, because I think he's such a perfect inner teacher, just so gentle, so welcoming, never takes you to task in a harsh way. Um, let's see. I'm going to continue with that just a little bit. How can you estimate the worth of him who offers peace to you? What would you want except his offering? His worth has been established by his Father, and you will recognize it as you receive his Father's gift through him. What is in him will shine so brightly in your grateful vision that you will merely love him and be glad. You will not think to judge him, for who would see the face of Christ and yet insist that judgment still has meaning? For this insistence is of those who do not see. Vision or judgment is your choice, but never both of these. Vision or judgment. You can either see or you can judge. And if you're judging, it simply means you're not seeing. And you said it perfectly when you said, ask for help, ask to see. I think your exact words were, ask to see. So if you are judging, know that you will be judged, not by anyone else, but by yourself. If you are hating, know that you will be hated, not by anyone else, but by you. But there's always good news after all that stuff. And the good news is it's an illusion. It's not real. Hate isn't real. Judgment isn't real. So forgiveness is simply saying, I no longer wish to see the illusion. I want to see truth. I want to see love. I'm glad you picked this topic.
Yeah, well, it was happening right then and there, so it was easy.
It was.
Yeah.
We never know. Um, we never know when those moments are going to happen.
Hmm.
And sometimes we got to wade through some stuff
Yeah.
to get in those deep waters of healing. I'm purposely using some fishing metaphors for our fishing friends. The whole highly recommend if you get a chance to read just that part of chapter 20, the vision of holiness is the title. Heralds of Eternity. It's section 5, not real long.
Okay.
Let's dive into the chat and see if there's any more questions. I apologize if we missed anyone. William said, sorry guys, behind in the chat a little bit. Lee says obstacles can be distractions, illness, bitterness, irritation, hypocrisy. You know what? I would say the opposite. They're not distractions, they're the work.
Yeah. Opportunities.
Yep. The distraction, it would be seeing them as distractions because then you're not doing the healing work. So, Lee, my suggestion, as Kat said, opportunities. I mentioned Henry Nouveau. You had another name I mispronounced, by the way, who was a Franciscan priest. He had a great teacher, a great writer. He taught out of Columbia University, coincidentally, the birthplace of Course of Miracles. And he lived on campus because he was a teacher, and he'd get very upset. All the students interrupting his most important work of all. He's writing great books. He's a spiritual genius, all these kids making that racket. When he realized that the distraction is his work, which is, you know, exactly what you were saying with Lee. So really, there's no obstacles. There's just lessons. What a great way to go through life. That okay, what is this going to teach me, and how quickly can I learn? Because this sucks.
Yes.
Um, William had said, by the way, that's a spiritual quote. Because this sucks. Feel
Mhm.
free to use it in any spiritual conversation.
Gosh, I was
Um,
just reading something from the book too about the speed at which this happens for you, and I can't remember anything else except for I just read that, but it didn't sink in very well.
um, you think things are happening for you faster, and is that pleasant?
Yes, and yes. Yeah.
Nice, good. Um, I'm going to say yes and no
Mm,
for me. Um, but I also know on the other side, the seemingly other side, in actuality, there is no other side.
right.
Um, but in the appearance of another side, uh, there is a great deal of peace waiting.
Hmm.
And I just need to, as it said there, um, let me get back to really quick. Judge not what is invisible to you, or you will never see it. So right now, that aisle of peace that lies on the other side, if I don't see it, if I judge it, it's taking me too long to get there, whatever, I won't be able to see it.
Mm.
Um, so this is why this was so meaningful for me when I read it. It just told me to relax.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, one of my favorite breaths to do with you guys is that physiological sigh, where we just take that double breath in and we just let it go. We just sigh. We can do that. Not when we do it, don't just think of breath. Think of think of it as a forgiveness breath. We're letting all that crap go finally, completely. Um, two breaths in and then just sigh through the mouth. Um, so for you, though, I'm really happy that it seems to be faster and uh, is offering you such immediate relief. Because
Yeah.
you know what, you deserve it. I don't know your whole story. I have never asked your whole story, um, but I know you deserve um, that easiness now, and I'm glad that you have it.
Thank you.
And no, and it's tough to talk about some of this stuff, isn't it?
Real tough. And I'm almost looking back at being sick last night and early this morning as a catalyst
Oh
for
wow.
whatever was going to happen today. Because I'm feeling better. I realized that earlier. I'm starting to feel much better. And there was something in there for me I needed to get. I needed to get. It was time.
Um, Man, and we just never know when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I know it caught you flat-footed.
Hmm.
Um, I wonder if your own not feeling well uh, physically was all part of the whole uh, process.
I think so.
It's
It
amazing.
sounds like, I mean, if you saw me, you wouldn't think it was something I was doing to make myself learn something. I don't want to say like I don't even know what I want to say, but I do think it was all part of the plan.
I agree. Can I say that, man, when that moment hit uh, in the chat, how much grace you went through the whole thing?
Mm,
Um, so I agree. And what you said that for you, it's coming faster and a little more easily because you stepped into it.
yeah.
You didn't run from the chat. You didn't say, you know, too much for me. Uh, you know, literally could feel your heart opening to the experience of uh, everything and just healing, healing, healing. If you want, we can do another little forgiveness meditation.
Sure.
First off, I want to say Lee was saying, William, I love the course, but I'm sitting too much along the journey. Do you want to address that? Sitting along the journey?
Say that one more time.
I'll read the whole question. Lee was telling William, I love the course, but I'm sinning too much along the journey.
Sinning?
Yep.
What's that?
Sin. SINNI.
No.
Oh, okay. I got you.
You were asking me what one of my blocks is, and it is some of that Christian upbringing about sin, and but there is no sinning. We might make mistakes, but I think you probably could say this better. But it is a relief to know there's not a sin, and you're not going to burn in hell, and you're not being judged for sin. That was a huge relief for me.
Especially for a Bible Belt girl.
Yeah.
How did your friends, family, and neighbors react to that?
Well, luckily, I don't have too much of that around. Family, friends, or neighbors.
But
I do, I do keep it to myself unless asked, because I tend to want to push and push everything on everybody. And I know that's a mistake. So I don't advertise anything.
right, not me, man. I walk around and I got a T-shirt that says, "Don't worry, I've already forgiven you."
That's really good.
It is.
I think this is my big coming out party.
I actually don't have a T-shirt that said that, but now that I think about it, maybe I should. I want to mention something that Skits was saying. He says, "Wait, why has Cat got cat ears, but Yogi isn't dressed as a bear? I feel let down."
Uh-huh.
I feel bad because I don't want to let Skits down.
You never promised him a rose garden or a
True.
Yogi uniform.
I actually told the people that care about me that if I were to, die at an unreasonably young age, leaving all my friends behind, if at least some of them could show up at the funeral in a bear costume, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. So keep that in mind, Kat. If you want to, if you just happen to have a bear costume laying around.
Okay. So back to what Lee was asking about the sinning along the way. I think A Course in Miracles will offer you a lot of freedom from those thoughts, Lee.
Sniper says, see if I can find it. Hey, Dolly. Sniper, hey, Adam. The chat skipped. I was just getting ready to read your comment. Hi, Toy Pups. Corner Clubhouse is here. Abigail is here. North said, I feel peace and wish to bless you all with that energy. Listen, enjoy, and just be. Thank you so much, North. Sorry. I did want to read Sniper's question. Phoenix says, I love you, Kat, so much for being you. God bless you so much for being you right now. I'm enjoying your light.
I love you, Dolly. Thank you.
Hey, Jim Rat. Oh, Adam says, can you define a miracle, Yogi, and Kat? You want to go first?
No, you go.
Yeah, miracle is very simple. It's a shift in perception. You're not asking for anything that is, you're not asking anything to be granted, because all you have now is a misperception. So you're asking, it's like you have blinders on. The vision is there. The healed world is there. All you're asking is, could someone, specifically the Holy Spirit, take these blinders off. And there's a miracle. In a world of abundance, we live in lack. The miracle is, can I see abundance? Can I see the reality that we don't lack anything? In a sick body, uh, we know that the body is really an illusion. It's not home, but it serves a useful purpose. When we ask for a healing, we are asking a return to an original state. And we are healed to the extent that we are able to accept the miracle. North says, I want to see things differently, can be applied. And I think I want to see things differently can be applied to almost everything.
Yeah.
Such a powerful affirmation given from the Course. I want to see things differently. Man, I've used that so much in the past, well, forever, but specifically in the past several weeks, months, that I want to see things differently in so many situations. Hey, Big Al. Hey, Sniper, I had a question from you that I wanted to answer, but I can't seem to find it. He was asking, I think it was on the lines, oh, there it is. Does the memory of the transgression, once truly forgiven, transmute from a scar into a shimmering thread? I'm going to say something real quick before I even endeavor to address that. This is a beautifully worded question. I don't even know if I want to address it because it was just so beautifully written. I'm going to say yes. In the mind, the scar's still present, remnants. As long as we are, as long as there's still the remnants of an ego, the scar is still going to be present. But you can see it now shimmering as a thread of light because of the lesson that this was responsible. This scar, this thing that needed to be forgiven, has brought me to the light. So it will shine in that memory. Maybe you and I aren't quite there in that shimmeriness, but I think we're getting closer. Hey, Reaper. So Adam says, a while back, I was adjuncted to an argument and said loudly, God, 3 times, and it diffused the situation. I don't remember the lesson number, but the course is awesome. Adam, by the way, has a wonderful video up right now on Jesus, which was awesome to watch.
Stop.
So, guys, we're going to do a little forgiveness. Sniper says, thank you, Eric. You're welcome, Sniper. Little forgiveness meditation. Phoenix said, I need to address this really quick. I thought, I didn't see the earlier thing that she put. I apologize. I thought, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Em. And then I thought, wow. Also, Yogi, his time is so short this morning, and I'm sending poo. That is so rude. Right when he teaches an important lesson. I'm sorry, Yogi. I need to assure you how happy shiny poo makes me any time of the day, morning or otherwise. Phoenix, man, if I could if I could send you something, and I think Kat would join me in this setting, if I could only shine the light of how truly, truly wonderful you are, and how wonderful I know you are and see you, and how much I love you, it would just erase so much doubt. I love you being in my live stream every single time you make an appearance. I love you. And hey, I don't want to say send the poop my way because I don't want it to sound like I'm asking for money. Uh, but I know why you're doing it. You're doing it to show love. It's not a distraction. It just creates such a loving atmosphere. So thank you.
Love you, Dolly.
Hey, Princess, Legendary Princess is here. Let's see. Well, we're caught up in the chat, more or less. Hey, Alexivia. Hey, Willow. Well, we're gonna do some breath work and a little meditation. I don't know how it's gonna go yet, but we'll find our way through it together. I do want to start with that physiological sigh that we talked about. It's the short, powerful breath. You can do it in 3 little breaths. This is where we breathe in about 80% through the nose, and then we immediately take a sip as if we're topping off the lungs, and then we let everything go. Hey, Miss Flipper. Miss Flipper, another longtime student of A Course in Miracles, by the way. Her and I are about the same time. Do you ever see her fishbowl of imperatives? You have. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
She talked. It occurred to her once that the Course in Miracles was a book of imperatives, uh, literally telling you, making a declaration. It's imperative that you know this. So she went through the whole book and typed out and then cut the imperatives. She wrote them down and they're in a big fishbowl.
Mm-hmm.
So she will, uh, upon request, she shows up, ask her to dig into the big bowl of imperatives, and she'll pull something out for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Kat, thank you, Dolly. Happy poop. Would you do me a favor and close your eyes? And just notice your breath. Nothing special. Just breathing. Willow, you can join in if you would like for the breath work. Bring your attention to the nose. Breathing in through the nose. Noticing when the breath is paused very briefly. And then breathing out through the nose. We're going to breathe in through the nose about 80%. I'm going to do it with you. Here we go. Sip. Sigh and release everything. Relax. Now, is there one issue that you've been working on forgiving? Something easy. Just something easy. Whatever it is, we are going to breathe in light on our next breath, filling ourselves as we breathe in the infinite light of the universe itself, the infinite light of love, the infinite light of God. We're going to breathe it in, and then we're going to take that sip in, bringing in even more air, and then we're going to sigh, and we're going to release that, which right now is bothering us, but it's on the easy side. You ready, Kat?
Ready.
Breathing in, sip in. Make it just a little more difficult, just a little bit. Particular person, recent or a little farther in time, that we love, but it's been a little difficult to forgive. But because we love them, we know that we want to. We know that we want to. We're going to breathe in that infinite love again, breathing in light. You ready, Kat?
Ready.
Breathing in. Sip. Release. That out breath is our forgiveness. The in breath is the Holy Spirit. In spirit, inspired. We're literally breathing in, and then we're releasing. We're going to recall something difficult. We've been stuck on it. It could be a person, an event. And we're going to breathe in light deep into our lungs. We're going to take that little extra sip of light, a little thankful sip, grateful, because we know what's coming. Complete letting go, freeing ourselves, offering forgiveness. Are you ready? Breathing in, sip, let it go, let it go. We have one more breath to take. We're going to forgive ourselves. This difficult is for last. We've prepared ourselves for this. That which we've been unable to confront, unwilling to forgive, that which we've held on to for literally a lifetime, we're releasing, letting it go with the breath, in spirit, inspire. Doesn't belong to you anymore, Kat. Doesn't belong anymore to me. It doesn't belong to anyone anymore. It's given to the Holy Spirit, who knows exactly what to do. Before we start, Kat, I love you.
Love you.
You got this. We're breathing in that light. Here we go. Breathing in. Sip. Let it go, Kat. And sit in a completely forgiven world. If anything comes back, we forgive again. We have the breath. We have that infinite light. We have the Holy Spirit and the gift of forgiveness. And Kat, we have each other. We have everyone in the chat. When you're ready, open your eyes. And here we go.
Sometimes I'm a little resistant. I want to stay there for a very long time.
You can. You can stay there as long as you want. Thank you.
It was lovely.
Thank you. I had planned on doing sort of what we did last week. I was going to do the breath and then do meditation. And when we did the first one, I realized the breath is the meditation. The breath is the forgiveness, that we're breathing in light, and it just flowed from there. And seeing you sigh is what triggered it for me. Sometimes the trigger can be a good thing. And you sighed, and I thought, Kat's just letting it go. And everything came from there. When you do a meditation like that, it is zero me and zero ego involvement. Had I thought about it, had I thought about what's the best meditation to do with Kat, you would have heard me stumbling and stuttering, and but you gave me the perfect opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for trusting your instincts.
I think you and I could probably keep thanking ourselves. But you know what? It's always so sincere. I truly am grateful for you and all that you. I don't exaggerate when I say that you are my course teacher. You, William's a great course teacher. Miss Flipper and her big bowl. You know, if it was me, I would have called it the big ass bowl of imperatives. But that's just me. Everything's better when you put a big ass to it. My humble opinion. So let's end it on that meditation, because it's a beautiful place. If you want, if Miss Flipper is still here, if you ask for that little imperative, she'll give it to you in the chat.
Are you still here, Miss Flipper? Would you give us one of the imperatives?
And we'll find out. Hey, CC, what's going on? All right. Dundee's MK says peaches of imperatives. Or is that, I don't think that's a peach. It might be something else. So, all right. Well, let's you and I wrap it up, and then we can hang out in the chat for a couple of minutes, and then I'm gonna do my. I forgot to take my supplements. I'm gonna do my best to go to bed early. Oh, Miss Pippa says, "You betcha." 1 moment, so we can read it in the chat. Cece, my friend, you're a good friend of ours. Let's be polite, my friend. We just had a wonderful, wonderful moment. I'm fully feeling peaceful right now. Rilla, how's your day been? Marlon says, everyone loved you, Marlon, our good friend. Phoenix says, Willow go live for a little bit after. I don't know so much as mean as, oh yeah. I said I loved her too, though. Marlon says, and you're very loved too. She is. Hey, Shirley. Shirley says, God bless you, Yogi. Amen. God bless you, Shirley. I thought of you this morning, or actually not long ago, when I posted the Oscar.
I am so mad right now.
What
I'm
are you mad
so
about?
crying. This is all my fault.
What's going on, Selma?
How is it yesterday, my sister? It's not gonna happen. I can't. I tell him not to do it, and he's not listening.
All right. I didn't catch everything. So here's what we're gonna do, Selma. Are you listening?
Yeah.
Can you take a big, deep breath in?
Yeah.
And now, slow down and tell me one more time exactly what happened.
My sister. So I was talking to Harrison earlier, and and he wants to date my sister, and I told him no so many times, and he's not listening at all.
Is it any way that you can think that it's okay that she's not listening? Because she's got to
He,
make her own mistakes. Hey, Selma,
yeah,
do you remember when some of us told you we didn't think Harrison was very good for you,
yeah,
and you went back to him anyway?
yeah.
But then what happened?
He wants to date my sister, and I cannot sit around doing nothing about it,
Right.
because
But
if if he if he I mean, he can date those special episodes, but not my sister, because my sister's off limit.
but here's what I'm thinking of. Are you still dating Hector?
Yeah,
Are you happy?
yeah,
But you had to let go of, you had to make that mistake with Harrison before you could get to that happy place. Because we told you that we didn't think Harrison was very good for you, and probably other people, other friends told you that too. But you weren't able to listen because you liked him. And
yeah,
I know you want to protect your sister, but If she's determined to make a mistake, all you can do is be there when it's done. Not to say I told you so, but to hold her and offer her love and say it's okay, because just like me, now you're going to meet someone much, much better. And she will, because you did.
Yeah.
So all you can do is let her know your experience. And your experience with Harrison, he's not a very good person. He didn't treat you right. And say, I think you're making a mistake, but I can't stop you from making it.
Yeah.
Do you think he can do that?
Yeah.
He isn't Redeemer serving. Serving Redeemer says, sounds like he ain't good for either one of you. And he sends you some love.
Thank you.
Well, it says, Selma, be strong. You're amazing. You will always choose the right path. Adam says, love.
And and I mean, I told Harrison so many times not to date my sister Kayla, and he did anyway. He stole my sister.
Yeah, I think he is just trying to get under your skin. He's trying to bother you. And if you don't let it bother you, I think he will probably lose some interest in your sister. But if he sees you get upset, remember, this is a guy that tripped you, remember?
Yeah.
Um, he is not above trying to do something that will be hurtful for you. If he thinks that dating your sister is going to hurt you, he's going to date your sister, or he's going to try to. Um, and all you can do, explain that to your sister. He's just trying to hurt me. She might listen, she might not listen, but you'll be there for her afterwards
Yeah.
because you love your sister.
I love my sister.
Yeah,
She's one of my bestest friends that I could ever have, and I love my sister.
I know you do, and you're protecting her. But I can speak from experience. We all have to make our own mistakes. I wish I had listened to my parents so many times. I wish I had listened to a lot of my friends. I wish I had listened to myself, my own better judgment. But I made the mistakes that I made. Uh,
Yeah.
so you'll be there for your sister when all is said and done. Uh, but just, reminder Harrison, he's someone who was mean to you. He's someone who tripped you. He's someone that uh, does not have your sister's best interest at heart. But let her know if you're determined to make your mistake, I will be there for you afterwards. Cece says you can't tell someone what they can and can't do. Basic freedom choice. I agree with you, Cece. All you can do is offer, your thoughts, your experience on the matter. Well, it says Selma, the best thing is to let it happen. I know it's going to be hard because you know it's wrong and you know what's going to happen, but as long as you there to help her after, that's all you can do. Wise words from our friend Willa.
Thank you, Willow.
She also said, and keep being amazing. You think she was talking to me or you think she was talking to you?
Me.
You?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. You know why?
Yeah.
I'm tired of being amazing. I'm going to take a break for a little while. I'm going to let you be amazing for. I'm going to let you be amazing for the both of us.
Yeah.
Cece says, "Who says your sister will say yes? Maybe she'll. Maybe she'll see things pretty soon."
Me. Cause my sister always says no to every boy. Like she here's the problem. Like he first of all he dated my sister. Second of all, he stole my sister and he blames me for everything that I didn't do. And he's trying to and he said I he's trying to say that I tried to get my friends in trouble. And I said, no, 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 I'm not. I'm not getting my friends in trouble. You, it's Harrison. He's trying to get my friends in trouble, getting his attention from us.
We know the truth, though, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
So Selma, in just a few minutes, I'm gonna have to go to bed. I had a late night last night and an early morning. Miss Pippa says retire from being amazing. Whoa, Yogi. Well, hey, you know what? It's time to pass that amazingness on to the next generation. Hey, Chris. Chris, how are you? Sniper says hi in Nature's Dog Realms. So other than that, Selma, how's everything going? How's Hector?
Good.
Good.
He's doing
Are
good.
you happy with Hector?
Yes, I am.
Does he ever prank you?
Nope.
Do you ever prank him?
Nope.
Does he ever spy on you?
Nope.
Do you ever spy on him?
Nope.
It sounds like a happy relationship to me.
Yeah, and guess who's getting married?
Me,
No.
my cat,
No.
my other cat.
No.
Let's see.
Me.
You. When are you
Yeah.
gonna get married?
Very soon to Hector. And uh and we're gonna have our honeymoon after we get married.
Well, where are you gonna have it?
Uh and Wyoming.
Wyoming. It's a nice state. Hey, Willow says Selma is amazing. Yogi is in the middle. What do you think of that? You think I'm in the middle?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know. I think I'm at least close to being on that amazing end.
Yeah.
Um, everyone is saying hi. Willow says, yes, your cats. It could be. My cat's a very hey, she's not interested. She was for a
We
second. She lost all interest.
we need Puppy Mommy here because Puppy Mommy is my protector.
She is. She's a protector for so many of us. And you know that even when like she's not here, she's here, right?
Yeah.
She's got you back. And in the meantime, you know that we do too, right?
Yeah.
We got you covered, Selma. Lois is
Yeah.
laughing. She says, no, Yogi, you can't beat the amazing Selma. She's saying I can't out amazing the amazing Selma. I'm gonna give it a try though.
Yeah.
Vaughn says, what are your cat's name, Yogi? Uh we have the black cat over here. And then downstairs we have the other black cat, also known as the cat that hangs out with me upstairs and the cat that hangs out with me downstairs. Also known as the cat that meditates with me, which is the upstairs cat, and the cat that does my yoga asanas with me, which is the downstairs cat. Cat and Jack basically sum it up. Upstairs cat, downstairs cat. My life is so simple. Everyone should have a upstairs cat and a downstairs cat.
my my day is terrible.
I think it's getting better. You know why?
Yeah.
You want
Yeah.
to know why your day's about to get better?
Yeah.
Because you're going to sing us a goodnight song before I go to bed. And no one, there's two things that I know for certain. One, no one can be unhappy when they're blowing on their thumb. Prove me wrong,
What?
Sammy. No one can be unhappy when they're blowing on their thumb. Are you trying it?
Yeah.
Are you blowing on your thumb?
Yeah.
Are you happy?
A little bit.
Then blow a little bit more. You ready? You gonna blow it with me? We're gonna do it together.
Yeah.
You ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
Man, I'm feeling happier and happier. Let's do this one more time. You want to know the other thing I know for sure?
Yeah.
No one can be unhappy when they're singing a beautiful song.
Yeah.
And do you have a beautiful song for us?
Yeah.
What's the beautiful song?
It's called More Than My Feelings. No, actually, no one was doing that for comparison because
All right.
he started to make me laugh even more. Like I'm getting so close to be upset, and my stress level is up to 10 to 100.
Hey, I never want to ask you not to sing something. You always feel free to sing exactly what you want to sing. Could I make a suggestion though?
Yeah.
How would you like to sing a happier song for Hector than a song for Harrison?
Yeah.
Don't you think Hector deserves a happy, pretty song from a happy, pretty girl?
Yes.
All right. So, what would you like to sing to Hector? Hey, vlogs.
I I'm gonna
Hi, Pancake.
I'm gonna sing You're on my sunshine to my boyfriend, to my amazing boyfriend, Hector, which is my husband, Hector, and then for my ex-boyfriend, I was sing No More Mr. Nestor.
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
Hector, this is for you, my love. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy in a special way. You make me happy, how much I love you. Please don't take my Hector away.
Beautiful.
I love you, Hector. And Harrison, this is for you. You cannot date my sisters. You cannot force them. If they don't want to, they don't have to date you at all. Because you are me to my sisters. You are me to me. You tripped me on purpose. You never helped me up, Harrison. I'm talking to you. I got my eyes on you. And my friends are here for me.
Yep.
And they
You're
love
here.
me. They take care of me. Not like you, Harrison. And this is all your fault, Harrison, because my sister Kayla does not deserve you.
And we got our eyes on him too, Selma.
Yeah. And I'm gonna sing this song to you, Harrison. It's called No More Mr. Nestor. To you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Um, well, let me the paper. Are
Cat
you
says,
okay?
love that song. We're ready. Selma, Chris says, Selma, you are very strong. Always remember that.
Yeah.
And Willis says, I'll protect you. We all will, Selma.
Yeah.
Cat is, or Marlin is warning Cat, don't eat pancakes, Cat. Love says, I'm happy live. I'm glad you're happy.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is for you, Harrison, my ex-boyfriend. Or should I say, Harry Potter? Are you ready?
I am.
Listen to this, Harrison. I'm just dressing up like I'm a Barbie doll. Just found out the state, but I don't care at all. You show up with my sweater, washed up, made my head hurt, so I put a laugh, a smile. Can I leave? All this boy is poison. Running around in my brain, I'm starting to think I'm insane. All that gaslit, guilt trip. This time I different, I won't be the victim. No more Mr. Master. You step on to my world. I do what I like. A Michael, Psycho. Yeah, you think it's crazy. But you is it crazy. No more Mr. Master. Pretending that I like you. I do it what I like. A Michael, Psycho. Yeah, you think it's crazy. But you is it crazy. No more Mr. Please, I'll play the game. I'm making myself smaller just to play the brain. We're trauma and the trauma was the one I don't wanna. So I put a laugh, a smile, and a face. Oh, this boy is poison. What do I run in my brain? I'm starting to think I'm insane on the gaslit. Guilty. This time it's different. I walk with Victor. No more Mr. Nestor. You step into my world. I do it what I like. I'm Michael. Psycho. Yeah, you think it's crazy. But you is crazy. No more Mr. Nestor. Pretend that I like you. I do it what I like. I'm Michael. Psycho. Yeah, you think it's crazy, but it's crazy. Mhm.
Wow. Selma, very powerful.
Yeah,
Beautifully sung. Hey,
yeah,
do you feel better getting all that energy out?
yes,
Good. Do you, not to brag, but remember, I said no one can ever feel bad when they're blowing on their thumb and when they're singing a song. And you did both. Thank you, Selma.
yeah. You're welcome.
I'm glad you feel better.
Yeah,
You know what you could remember
yeah,
when you're feeling bad, when you're feeling sad? You can always do something to help make yourself feel better. Doesn't mean that you
yeah,
need to, not honor how you're feeling, but you can
yeah,
honor it. You can honor it and then do something to feel better. A little healing gift.
yeah,
And music is such a wonderful thing, and I know how much you love to sing.
yeah,
You want to know something else?
yeah,
Your singing made you feel better, but
yeah,
it made all of us feel better too.
yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome. And I was the last time I dated was James, the first person,
Hmm.
but it didn't work out. And I go to Harrison, and we dated for we've been together for 10 weeks or 10 months, and
Right.
and he's lying. He lied to me, saying that I told him that we should get engaged, but he never do. He never does.
Well, guess what, Soma?
Yeah,
I'm glad you're with Hector.
yeah.
Kat says, thank you, Soma, and sends some love. And Chris says, thank you, Soma. So you helped a whole lot of people feel better tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you for me, too.
You're welcome. And my new song is coming up tomorrow.
You going to come by and sing it to us?
I'm gonna do it online tomorrow at
Okay.
12 o'clock.
We'll be on the lookout for you.
Yeah, and I will be singing, and I will get dressed up, and I will sing, and then my song is called Playfulness. I put it on my community post.
Okay, we'll look for you. So, Selma, I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you tell everyone good night for me?
Yeah. Yogi say good night and he loves you. And we'll see you tomorrow. And on my live stream tomorrow during the song at
All
12
that is
o'clock.
all of that
And,
is true.
and he will see you at 5 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 5:25 and 12 o'clock on my live stream tomorrow.
This is true. Hey, guess what, Selma?
Yeah.
We love you.
I love you guys too.
And I will see you tomorrow. Uh, let's see. Chris says, good night. Good night, Chris. Kat says, good night, beautiful Yogi. Good night, beautiful Kat. Sniper says, move in the morning. Wish me luck. Good luck, Sniper. We'll be sending prayers your way. Wish I could be there to help you move, my friend. Hey, someone's absolutely right. I love you guys. Dog says, love you, Selma, and everyone. All right.
I love
Selma,
you and don't forget to subscribe to my other channel.
you got it. All right, Selma. We'll see you tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Good night, my friend.
Good night. Love you.
Love you.